We need the Megazord power now!
My powers, they're weakening!
Billy, take Tommy back to the command center and try and boost the power. We need the Dragon Zord now!
Right! Tommy, you're gonna be alright. Let's teleport, right!
Materials for this prop include cardboard, duct tape, a 3/4 inch diameter dowel rod, green and black electrical tape, a hot glue gun, pipe cleaners, rubber furniture pads, gold and black acrylic paint, several brass push pins, scissors, a pen or pencil, and of course, an absurd amount of aluminum tape. First, draw and cut out this design. You'll need 4 of it. Measure and cut a dowel rod to 15 inches. On one template, cut away this section. Cut this space out of the remaining template. It should be as wide as the dowel rod. Mark the same pattern on another template and cut it out. On a third template, draw this design around the blade. Cut out this perimeter piece. With the remainder piece you just cut, mark a line here. Cut away this section. We'll call this the mouthpiece. With the perimeter piece, trace it onto another intact Dagger template. Cut out this second perimeter piece. Use the first mouthpiece on the remainder of the template to cut a second. Place the dowel rod between the 2 main templates. Duct tape the dowel rod in place. Be sure that it is centered between the cardboard as shown. Cover the dowel rod in aluminum tape the length of the blade. From earlier cut templates, you should be able to cut the triangular point out of the inner blade. If not, cut 2 out of spare cardboard and attach them at the end of the dowel rod with adhesive foam. Cover the section in aluminum tape. Repeat the process on the flip side. Use green electrical tape to cover this portion of the blade. Notice that I don't cover any portion of the dowel rod, and the tape is used to seal the edges of the cardboard together. Cover the 2 perimeter pieces in aluminum tape. Use adhesive foam to attach the first perimeter piece to the dagger. Repeat on the flip side. Wrap the edges of the blade in aluminum tape, so the inner blade is now sealed inside. With a mouthpiece from earlier, trace 2 additional mouthpieces for a total of 4. Take 2 and mark the space where the dowel rod would fall on each of them. Cut out this space. Match the first set of corresponding pieces to their counterparts on the main dagger. Use adhesive foam to attach the pieces in place. Repeat on the flip side. Cover this section of an intact mouthpiece in aluminum tape. Attach the piece to the main dagger with adhesive foam and duct tape. For the second mouthpiece, cut out this section. If you want to be technical, then please note that this piece should be on the side of the blade facing right, if it's in front of you. Wrap the top of the mouthpiece in duct tape and as much of the bottom as you can without interfering with the gap you cut. Cover the first side, we'll call it the front, with aluminum tape. Cut a piece of gift wrap tube to the length of the exposed dowel rod with a 1/4 inch of the dowel left open at the end. Draw 3 half-inch circles side by side at one end as shown. Poke holes in each of the 3 circles. Wrap 3 pipe cleaners on the dowel rod and twist them tightly to the rod. Remove the pipe cleaners from the dowel rod. Place them into the holes in the circle with the space for the dowel rod inside the tube. Pull each through the end of the tube and replace it around the dowel rod. Be careful not to let any of them slip all the way through the hole in the gift tube. Take your time, this step requires a little patience. Once they're all through, pull them taut again and align the tube to cover the dowel rod. Twist all of the pipe cleaners and fold them in half. Use newsprint to fill in the gap between the gift wrap tube and the dowel rod. Try to keep the rod centered inside the tube. Use duct tape to attach the gift wrap tube to the main dagger. Cap the end of the dagger with electrical tape. Wrap the rest of the handle with more black electrical tape, including the space between the 3 valves. Use a Gatorade cap to draw a circle, then draw a larger circle around it. The larger circles should have a 2-inch diameter. Cut out this piece and trace it onto cardboard. Around this new template, trace a larger circle for a diameter of 2.5 inches. Cut out the outer ring Bend the piece into a cone shape until it is the same diameter as your first circle. Cut away the excess. Trace the ring piece in your first circle and cut out the second pair. Duct tape the ring pieces together. Attach the ring pieces to the smaller circles with duct tape. Wrap both pieces in aluminum tape. Trace another circle and superglue it to the bottom of the cone piece. Then attach the whole thing to the dagger with more superglue. Use aluminum tape to wrap from the top of the cone piece to the dagger so that it fills in the gaps. Wrap each individual valve with electrical tape. Next, twist 2 pipe cleaners together and wrap the combined piece in aluminum tape twice. Run the pipe cleaner around the mouthpiece of the dagger as shown. Flip the dagger over and run the pipe cleaner into the notch you created earlier. Duct tape it in place. Place the second cone piece over it and superglue it in place. Use aluminum tape to cover the gap between the top of the cone piece and the main body of the dagger. Realign the pipe cleaner on the front if necessary, and recover any part of the handle in electrical tape that may have aluminum on it. Create 6 pieces like this to form a larger mouthpiece. Cut them out. For the one that will be topmost, poke a hole in the center and run the pipe cleaner through it so the tube appears from the front to run into the mouthpiece. Place the other pieces behind it and duct tape them together. Duct tape the top of the mouthpiece to the main dagger. Be sure to wrap underneath the pipe cleaner, not over it. Cover the piece in aluminum, again going beneath the pipe cleaner. Cap the end of the dagger in aluminum tape about 1 inch inward. Cut the excess off the valves so they are each 3/4 of an inch. Take 3 small black rubber furniture pads and cut each in half. Cut a triangle out of the center of each half. Place 2 halves at the bottom of each valve so that the valve fits through the gap you just cut. Place another small furniture pad at the top of each valve. Connect the valves to the furniture pads with aluminum tape. Cover all the valves in aluminum tape. Place a brass push pin on both sides of the handle. Cut a thin strip of green electrical tape and wrap it around the handle here. Place brass push pins at these points to secure the pipe cleaner tube in place. And now it's time for paint. Paint this section of the flute black. Use hot glue to draw the dragon symbol inside the circle, as well as reinforcement around the base of the valves. Continue to use hot glue for the rod system of the flute. Note that it's different on the front and back. Draw this design at the tip of the dagger with a black pin, both front and back. Paint these sections of the dagger in gold: the end cap, the rod system, the main tube, valves, and the emblem. You may need a more delicate brush for the rod system. Paint a thin gold line connecting the 2 brass push pins at the end of the handle. Add these designs to the dagger with black fabric paint. And there's your finished dragon dagger.
That's all we can do.
It'll have to do. Our friends need us.
Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur power! Mastodon Dinosaur power!
Saber-tooth Tiger Dinosaur power!
Triceratops Dinosaur power!
Pterodactyl Dinosaur power! Such a headache!
Thank you, everyone. Next we have Farkas and Eugene.
And I'm Bulk! And I'm Skull! And we're here to rock and roll! Yeah!